Good evening, folks, and good morning, Australia. It's 22/12 on the 24th day, 12th month, 2022. It's Christmas Eve in England, and we've had a great big heart blast here occur. And it's either a ship or Fiji's got a base. I'm going to rewind the clock as far back as this 24 hours is going to take me. When your timestamps is right up here, which is the 23rd. It was 9 o'clock last night. Something here in Fiji kicks off. I'm going to do the zoom bit so you can see some of the little pixel tickles here at the screen coming out from Fiji. Alright, so if I can get the... Let's go and jump a bit while I do the control. Watch your fire. Sorry about the jumpings. If I move it all the way there to begin with, you'll see it better. Right. The earthquake risk here is immense right now. Fiji itself has fueled its own demise, and it went full plasma. Now, if I go zoom back a little bit, you'll see some more of the damage. I'm going to have to come down a little bit here. And Merry Christmas to y'all. Yeah, this is not what I like the most. So I'm going to go around the corner with this and take you for the full. See the beam there? Now this has a few effects on the river of moisture. You have a few big beams that have decided your fate. You have a big one here, which is most likely Newcastle, part of your Jorn network. Alice fired straight up. You'll see the remnants is a very wide beam from here to here, and it's created a backup in the flow here. So everything coming here now backs up. They split these cells in two. Look, here and here. So this is going to rotate independently, concentrating the moisture of that leading band into this and driving it a little bit south. The pressure wake from this is really going to cause the damage line right through here. Yeah, aren't you surprised it's not where it's the deepest red? No, I read EMF. I read nudges. What hit what? What bumped into what, like a traffic jam. See that tickle there? Did you catch it? That's a big beam, man. And the earthquake risk is high. Another one I hate to have to call out is that the possibility of the volcano in Bali popping a pimple is high, because they had a beam on either side, and they've had a couple small quakes as well. And it puts the pressure right there. I've been watching them. I'll show you. So these beams have decided the weather. You've got two corridors now for moisture to come in, and it has to. You'll have one come in here, small corridor, and it's packing a wallop because they got to merge it. You got another cold coming here, right? You're setting up storm that's coming around New Year's. Yeah, this is going to slow trickle over. You're going to have what it looks like to be a gorgeous day through here today. Enjoy your outdoor Christmas. You need it. But the big beam here going along your coastline has created a line of volatility now for the next storm line. So the next storm line that's going to affect Queensland as this shoves over is actually going to come into New South Wales. It's going to come along a line like this. Right there. This image shows it all to me. Yeah, this is going to control the dynamics of the storm. Look at the beams. It's created lines. This is not a glitch. This is going to affect the moisture flows of this up here, of this down here. And this is the main river of moisture that flows across the whole planet. And it dams it up, creates backups, flows, and then the sudden release of it was even a beam behind it a couple days later, boom. And on its way it goes again, right? Continue the moisture moving, but just like putting your hand in water that's running, you could back stuff up behind it and then let it all go at once. Create a little dam and then let it go. A little dam, let it go. Yeah, do it in a little I don't know, a gutter. If you have one behind your house that's underground, you just play with it with water flow and you'll see what I'm talking about. How you can move it around with just shove your hand this way a little bit, shove it that way a little bit. And that's what these do. With heated outflows and actual EMF shocking of the atmosphere, dimpling. Boink, boink, and up and down, it's oscillating, and it has a lot of effects. So you have a big blast through here. that's actually created a corridor. It's cut this now. This is now free to come in two sections and then slowly release that into it. You can start to sock its moisture out. This is very effectively going to pin this load down here for days. It's going to camp out now because there's nowhere for it to go. 48 hours, that's going to stay in place, that wall. And it's a fairly newly placed one. See? I'm backwards jumping. You know, it ain't there. Started at 8 o'clock this morning, my time. So that was quite a few hours ago. Being that it's 10 o'clock here now. Quite a few hours. Now you do the math. My head is fried. Beam sweat. Causing a slight backup to make band after band. Because as I do little beam cuts in here, I can create sections of higher downfalls. Right? Just hem it together. Hem the chem. So you'll start to see these moves and you'll start to become familiar with them. You'll see where there was a bit of split right here. That goes that way towards itself. That goes that way towards itself. But the rotation of this towards this, well, they'll help each other spin. Look at this diver here. Hi, let me see a chem dump right in toward the center. We're not even going to go with the rest of this stuff. Now we're going to take a shortcut and go at an angle that way. Not even coming in a funnel. And that's an oddness, isn't it? That's geoengineering right there. That's a propelled chem dump. Yeah, right here in front of your eyes. That's Mount Ice over there. Far from being an ice cap today, it's a bit warm. Bomb goes next to it. Look. See it? It shoots up. Deployments. And they racing together. And they join. Hi, how you doing? And it just keeps going along, steaming along in a square, just doing something. So you've got something up there. Something went along in a line here right next to it in a different way. And it's not just all EMF. It's chem dumps. Here's another dump. They're taking a dump on you right here. They want some rain. Right? Carpentaria itself is an absolute, that's a crime scene. It's like chemical gases in here. It's like, to open a window, somebody smoked too many cigarettes in here kind of look. That's just pollution. Look at the face up here in these clouds. Woo! Boogeyman. Yeah, watch for these things. I'm going to talk about this at some point. About how their uses of the Kabbalah and magics and things to get their way with the elements and how that's wrong. We're out of your mind. Yeah, if you believe in Bibles and Jesus and resurrections and stuff, you have to believe in those other things because they're all part of it. Look at this over here. It's not the Star of Bethlehem they're making, that's for sure. Boom, 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 boom. Giving Mother Nature a string of pearls. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know the mic was so far away. Let me double check the broadcast. Well, thank you very much, Elsa. And Merry Christmas to everybody who don't really have anybody to wish them a Merry Christmas. Oh, I wish you one. I wish you stay safe because you've got a lot going on here today. So I'll go to this image first and keep going over it. Because this is your live satellite image, loaded, accurate as of, well, it's about 30 minutes old, 40 minutes, something like that. All this chem going crazy directions. Oh, you got super flows, high level going one way, low level going another, like a torus field does. And this one's doing the same, this square. But when this square bumps this square, it helps turn that square. If that square has its point over there, it's rudimentary Sprague clutch gears. Any mechanic can expect that move. You might not see the fast rotation because the storms on their own ain't moving that fast. But on the ground level speeds of some of these winds at these pinch points are going to be bad as the day proceeds. Your totals over the next few days are you're in a half a meter range and higher. I think the news has well underestimated the power of the chem bomb with the square edges on it, not the round supercells we used to see as kids. Well, in hindsight, I wonder how much of what I seen as a kid was geoengineered. As I look at here between Breswick and Bowman, here over at this deployment here. geoengineering your weather today over the skies of Australia. Yep, the Rabbit Hole Flats over here is going to be quite sagatized. It's a very interesting name. Anybody want to tell me a story about that? Let me know. I'm curious. How'd you get your name? Somebody run over a rabbit in the road? Did Elmer Fudd finally win? Look at the square edge to this stuff up here. This is geoengineering. I'm keeping this as clean as possible. This is a Christmas show. If you expected certain things from me, I'm doing my best not to do those things. So that's a Kanban deployment over here near Halls Creek and Fitzroy Crescent, and they're going to be subject to some extremely high totals over the next 36 hours. Just the mouth of the jaws. Boom, 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 went the plume. Controlling your weather. And this is going to be some bad totals in this area. Yeah, I was running it. You want me to just go right to the meat and potatoes? Alright, meat and potatoes and the next 24 hours. That's going to change in a moment. It's a bit slow sometimes on the stats. Right, in 24 hours you're expected to get along the Tennant Creek area upwards of we had nearly 20 centimeters more rain, because you've already had some very high totals. But I'll get you the icon, will give me the twos. And it's going to be a very big increase along this whole area as this comes in, right along the creek. And that was the difference, so not as much from here. Your 24s to your 2s. So that's saying it's the same number over the next 24 hours as you're getting now. So and this is going to continue. Heavier. And heavier as the different bands come in. So I must be back in another one in the extra day. By here we get more accurate on a couple of these other ones. Right, because these totals are... No, there's your half meter of rain. And some of these have already had theirs, and me saying you was going to get 2.5 feet of rain is very accurate. On the 10s, it's oh my god. On these places, yeah. As they bring the second one in, right where I was just showing you that corridor over your Fitzroy Crescent. Okay, between here and here. Did you just see what I showed you? 3 feet of rain. From here to here is a difference of 1,200. Okay? Which is 1.2 meters. 1.2 meters in feet. That's close to 4 feet of rain. Told you this is very serious when they start backing up these tendrils of moisture out here and directing them in certain directions. I said they need another flow to bring another one in. And who's going to suffer? Fitzroy Crescent. In that area down there, and there must be something wanted here. It's in an arc, which is for curvature, important for straight distances, and parabolas. You argue anything you want. I'm just saying it is. When they make plans for stuff, it ain't always a straight line unless the land, they don't have to dig it. You get a curly whirly. Halls Creek, you got again. I told you. And this is just terrible. Well, I warned you guys in advance, and I'm always going to keep doing what I do. But it's so important that man-made weather never be allowed to happen, because corporations get in charge of it, and corporations only care about profit. And they kill the prophets, the ones that warn you about the dangers. Was it Bob Marley says, how long will we kill the prophets while we stand around and look? You have to be our own redemption, son. As I look at you, the false skylashes, or that deployment look I show you, that military looking one. that looks like stitches. Karma sutures will come for doing this. Yeah, that chem bomb deployment there, I'd already showed you. And Fitzroy Crescent and all them that was getting these terrible chem deployments that I showed you were about to forecast to have an ungodly amount of rain. Where this chem bomb, where the Jaws music I was just doing. And they're taking a bite out of your everything till it's gone. And this water's running somewhere. It's going somewhere. And all that water is going to here. All this that falls here. All this that falls here. All this that falls here. On this side of that. It's coming here. All this over here is going to go there. Right? So this is then coming here. To this town. And this town here, at the convergence of these creeks, is in big trouble. Big trouble over here near this Gorge National Park. Big problems for these visitor centers, and they might want to take their special exhibits and such out right now. So don't let the system gorge itself on what you've got that's history in your living, in your roads and your vehicles. You save them. You make sure they stay okay. My God, look what they can do. Look what we are letting them do. As your whole coastlines. Okay? Seeing it yet? I think they way underestimated your totals, Australia, when they're telling you there's only 20 centimeters coming. I just showed you nearly 4 feet of rain. One of them is 1,600. That is 4 feet of rain. Daly River still getting smacked. Well, one good thing it is, the Croc's got a lot of choices now of real estate. I hope they don't get killed off because they end up somewhere where people don't want them. Hope they don't kill us off because I'm somewhere they don't want me. Hope they don't kill you off today because you're somewhere land that they won't. I'm going to run your forecast. This is today. Low pressure system over the center of the country. Storms over the top of Queensland. Chem bombs destroying the reef. And today we watched Tennant Creek get destroyed. And then we'll watch them rebuild. Well, you're resilient folks, you ain't giving in. Will there be anything left to go back to? Of course there is. You started it here, you do it. Yeah, there's a railroad to build here. That's bucketing it. I understand seeing the totals like that in a tropical island in the middle of the Pacific. But in the middle of the desert of Australia, seeing a storm like this that lasts for days in one spot is only can be done with beams and man-made weather. Only. And it is being done that way. It is. It has. And it's going to cause earthquakes. And possibly a volcano will erupt right over here, Bali. The redirection of a storm to flood out 2 coasts. And I ain't even gotten to the United States. I can't cover it all. And they're getting it bad too. I'm nearly at a loss for words. They see that you are sleeping. They know you're not awake. You're coming for everything you have. So get off your ass, for goodness sake. They're killing you. They're bombing you. They just took your Christmas. They took it for 2 years with lying measures. They took it this year with storms. Will there even be a next year? Of course there will. Because we are our own hope. And here we are at 24, 48, 36 hours in Tennis Creek. It's still competent. It's just finally going to start to fuck off. Yep. And where does it go next to drop its load? Here. Where you've already got your stream swollen from previous days' crap. And where does that drain? Some of it goes back there for the next event. I ain't kidding. Gonna look like a big inland sea when it finally clears up and I can get a view of the ground. Because you can't see the ground. You look on Worldview. Where are you gonna see the ground? Down Southern Way somewheres. Today's image isn't in yet for your wakings up. But you guys waking up is one thing. You getting out of bed is another. And hopefully this will load sometime today. You know, when you look at the ground here, you don't see it. Even here, I've seen a lot of where it's not crystal clear to the ground, so they've whipped a lot of sand into this as well, and dust and things from out here. Heavy EMF. And out here, they're going to be late. They're going to be very green. It's all going to look different. Uh-huh. Don't get caught out in this. It's going to be some fast-moving water. And as they chemtrail you here, and they bomb you over there, know that you got a guy over here in England that cares. Merry Christmas. God help us all and bless us. Everything. Big love, peace.